You ready? Sure, why not?
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to
DeaconLive. DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, watch out for the kissing bug, and are you drinking too much matcha? And what happens when you leave grandmother's house singing Britney Spears, and why the guy that does porn with girls that do porn is going to jail. All this and much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive, and for the next 60 minutes or so, we'll get you up to date on social news stories or viral videos you might have missed over the last couple days, or we'll be caught up or be catching up with them in the upcoming few. How are you? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you getting along with everyone? That's all we worry about, is that you're getting along with everyone and everyone's getting along with you. Now, we're going to jump right into this story right now that's not hitting the airwaves. It's not hitting the media outlets that it should be, with the incident that actually happened in this video that's going around on TikTok. And let me kind of break it down for you. And don't forget, for our podcast we have a matching video over on YouTube. This podcast, you can see it in entirety. Go over to YouTube, search DeaconLive, and you can see these videos and stuff as we talk about it here on the show. So what happened is, now we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. So this actually happened in Charlotte. And what happened in Charlotte was, this gentleman was riding they have like a train rail take you to one side of Charlotte to the other side, and it's free to get on. You just get on and, jump off wherever you want. And this gentleman was sitting in his chair on the train, and this woman sits in front of him. Later on, he's been on the train for a little bit, and she comes on a couple exits after him and sits in front of him. And then he, for whatever reason, jumps up and stabs her right in the fucking neck. Right in the fucking neck. Wha-bam, wha-bam. And then waits for the next stop and gets off. Now, have you heard about this on any of the news outlets? Have you heard about this story at all? And I don't want to, sit here and preach to you about color and race and all this other stuff, because this is it's just, look at it as two human beings. This man jumped up and knifed this woman in the throat. There was no provocation. Is that a word? They had no conversation. She sat down in the chair and started playing with her phone. So I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here, and you can see actually what happened here. Now, warning, one of the videos I do show does show the actual incident. So we're going to start with this one here, and this is the actual footage of the, well, let's go here. Let's show the actual what happened here. So here's the woman sitting on the train. Let's switch over to camera 4 here. Here's the woman sitting on the train. Now, this is an overhead view. Hold on. It's getting there. Don't worry. This is an overhead view, and you can see the exit door, and the girl is sitting, white girl. She's got a black hat on. She looks like she just got done with work or something like that, and she's on her phone, and she's the next row behind the exit door. And then the gentleman who knifed her is sitting right behind her. So I'm going to hit play. So here we go. He stands up. He gets his knife out. Stands up. Boom, boom. Twice in the throat. And then walks down the aisle and just waits to get off the next exit. She's sitting there like she got punched. She had no idea what happened. And now he did a little too soon, so the exit's not coming up. So he's kind of pacing in front of her. He's pacing in front of her. There, you can see all the blood on the ground now. So here she is. She's still sitting in the chair. She's terrified. He's talking in the background. That's him talking. And she kind of leans over, falls over, and she's now on the floor. On the floor in front of the seat that she was sitting at. And just sitting there, or laying there, I should say. She's you can hear him talking in the background. And that's it. That's all that happened. And I say that's all that happened. He fucking knifed her right in the throat. So here's the report of what's going on. A man accused of murdering a Ukraine refugee appeared to admit oh God, here we go. A man accused of murdering a Ukraine refugee appeared to admit to doing so in a video released on Friday from the Charlotte Transit Authority. The authorities say the Ukrainian woman worked at the area pizza restaurant was stabbed to death on August 22nd on the Charlotte light rail train by DeCarlos Brown, the man with a lengthy criminal history. The video posted on WBT YouTube's account showed the events right before the attack, but does not show the Ukrainian woman being stabbed. The gentleman who stabbed her says, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl." And the other passengers went to the aid of the Ukrainian woman while waiting on the train to make it stop so he could exit. The incident went viral on social media after authorities released the video. Tesla CEO Elon Musk made multiple posts about reposting other users on X or Twitter, whatever you want to fucking call it, who they all discussed the killing. Conservatives on social media are commented on the absence of coverage from corporate media, contrasting to how people in the corporate media outlets cover the death of Jordan Neely, the gentleman who died after being restrained by the 24-year-old Daniel Penny. I don't know if you remember that. The guy who was the Michael Jackson impersonator. I'll just go back to me now. The Michael Jackson impersonator. And he's like, "I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers." And Daniel Penny stood up and basically just kind of bear hugged him and put him on the ground. And the guy ended up dying then. There was so much coverage of that. Why? You tell me. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you think for yourself. You've got people telling you all day long what they think and what they feel and all this stuff. You tell me why they put up a fight with this Jordan Neely guy and Daniel Penny, who was a Marine Corps veteran, who not choked him out, but kind of held him down, and everyone went crazy. Why? And then apply that same attitude to this. This right here, black gentleman stands up, knifes her in this white woman in the neck, and she ended up dying. Not a word. Not a word's being said. This gentleman right here had a monster track record longer than a CVS receipt, including prison time for robbery with a dangerous weapon, breaking and entering, and larceny. By failing to properly punish him, Charlotte failed the Ukrainian woman and all North Carolinians. This is totally unacceptable. Safety needs to be top priority from our elected officials. Citizens don't want federal dollars going to public transports that local leaders refuse to keep safe. So I'm going to switch over to this video right here. Let's see. Do we want to see this video? Here's him right here, right after he got off on the exit. So this is everyone's like coming to his aid or to the...
Then, while standing alone, he seems to utter his reason for this whole thing.
He says that she called me the N-word. I'm not going to say it because I think that word should just be taken out of language altogether. No one should be able to use that. This guy standing there waiting at the exit saying, "She called me the N-word. She called me the N-word."
After he leaves, you can hear some people finally discover what's happened.
Oh my God, oh my God, call 911, call 911.
This video might be excruciating to watch, but it should be seen by everyone, because this...
And not only that, there was two people sitting next to her. They just got off the train. They just got up. Both of them got up and got off the exit. Didn't help her, but they probably had no idea what was going on.
This is horrific, and it's being allowed to happen across the country. And the president is now talking about handling the problem.
There was also a horrible killing recently in Charlotte, where I talked about, and so many others. You know, when you have horrible killings, you have to take horrible actions. For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture.
I'll prove it. Here it is right here. The incident right before it happened.
This is a picture of the woman.
Then,
So, let's go back to me now. So, why isn't it getting news coverage? Why isn't it getting footage? Why is anything not happening? Hold on. You're not hearing anything. You don't see any violence in the streets. You don't see anything. This is justice for whoever whatever happened in the situation. So, if you're going to play this side of the fence, you got to play that side of the fence too. If you're going to play both sports, if you're going to do that, it's just you tell me. And the way you can do that is go over to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio.com. At the very top of the page says Be Heard. You can leave a message for Deacon Live. Comes right to our inbox. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and a little town called Marshville. Get your voice in, and you can be heard on the very next podcast. All right, when we come back, this guy said, come on over, let's watch the game. And, all right, what should I bring? Well, the regular stuff. Chips, dip, and wink, wink. You know what else. And I'll tell you what the gentleman forgot to bring to the party that cost him his life. So stick around. I'll dive into his story when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you, and the way you can be podcast famous. Your voice can be heard right alongside of us here in the studios. Go to prophetradio.com and leave us a message. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. We've been doing this for coming up on 11 years. Actually, coming up on 12 years here shortly. But you can go back through and listen to all the past podcasts and stuff. I came across a guy who recognized me in the local Walmart. Because we live in a small town here, and he's like, "Hey, you still doing the show?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, what happened? You're on my favorites, but I have no favorites, no new episodes from you." I said, "Well, I had to switch providers and stuff, so I had to move the catalog over to another platform, so the RSS feed kind of disconnected and reconnected. So if you're running that right now, you can go back and search for the old episodes, and make sure you follow us on the new episodes as well." Now, porn sites. You've seen them. Oh, come on. You've been on there. But I know that there's some porn sites where they actually, they say, I'm sleeping with my stepmom. I'm sleeping with my stepdaughter or stepsister or it's always step something, family type things. Then there's also the girls that go in for like auditions, like a casting couch type deal. And they go into this casting couch type deal, and they sit there and, don't you want to be famous? Don't you want to? And you're like going, I don't know if this is real. 9 times out of 10, they have to sign some kind of release and stuff. And, they go on to make more money later on. We can sell this video and you can make $1,000 a week or a day or per video or whatever it is. There's one website out there where he basically followed that same format, and it was called Girls Do Porn. And it's kind of the same thing. This guy gets a girl, brings a girl in. Hey, we're auditioning for a part. You want to be an actress. You want to be a model. Take off your clothes. I'm going to bang you. And you're like, all right, it seems legit. It's on the up and up, right? And then they always have disclaimers. All the people, the custodial records, California and all this other bullshit and stuff. Well, this gentleman right here was from New Zealand, didn't realize or didn't understand the rules here in the United States. The Girls Do Porn mastermind gets 27 years in prison as victims recall how sick schemed ruined their lives, saying that they died in that hotel room. The sick mastermind, would you call him mastermind? God, that's giving him a lot of credit, isn't it? Behind the twisted website, Girls Do Porn was sentenced to nearly 30 years in a federal prison after dozens of young women delivered gut-wrenching statements begging the judge to throw the book at this pervert. Michael James Pratt, 42, received 27 years in prison from the San Diego judge this past Tuesday, 5 years longer than prosecutors recommended and almost 3 years over the federal guidelines. The sentence came after 38 women he tricked and even forced into shooting porn videos in a California hotel rooms, which Pratt then posted online without their consent, delivering their grueling and fiery testimony about how their lives were ruined. The life I was meant to have died in that hotel room, one victim says, while others had no sympathy for the sex predator who ranked in who raked in millions of dollars on their videos. We aren't here for forgiveness, another one says. We're here for justice. I won, a third party told directly. I'm not your victim. I'm your reckoning. Pratt pleaded guilty in sex trafficking, fraud, and other charges in June, 3 years after he was arrested and extradited from Spain in 2022. The New Zealand native had been hiding out there since 2019 and spent some time on FBI's most wanted list while U.S. law enforcement tried to find him. His vile scheme victimized hundreds of women since it started in 2012, most of whom were lured to San Diego across the country through phony advertisements and modeling gig. But once the women between the ages of 18 and 21 were in the hotel room, a camera crew would be waiting for them and they would be forced to be having sex. If they said no, Pratt and his team threatened to cancel their flights home, stick them with an exorbitant bill for the lodging, production, and the post of explicit footages and photos online. In several instances, film crews even blocked hotel doorways with their gear to prevent women from leaving. When the shoot was finally done, Pratt would typically pay the woman about $2,000 and promise them footage would never end up on a private DVD collection, but it would only be on a DVD collection in Australia, far away from home, unless you came from there. Only for to emerge later on his subscription-based website, Girls Do Porn, a free platform like Pornhub, where they racked up millions and millions of views. When the women found out, they begged Pratt to remove the footage, but he would refuse. In reality, he had lied to the women before knowingly he was going to blow their lives away. So there he goes. And I laugh. I smile and stuff. First of all, I know women out there, some women out there will do anything to be famous. But, it's the old, it's kind of what Harvey Weinstein went through. Hey, if you bone me, I'll put you in a movie. Type deal. Don't take that from anyone. But that's what was happening. It's still happening out there, and they're trying to, kind of reel it in. But I mean, there are legit companies out there that say, okay, you want to be a porn, you want to do this. Women do go in there and do that. You just have to kind of rifle out between the good and the bad. It's like picking the less of two evils. You're going to be a star, but you're going to be a star being known for doing porn. Do you want that? Sure. All right. If you're okay with that and your parents are okay with that, if you don't have daddy issues, there you go. So he's serving 25 years because he basically lied on his application of what he was going to do with the videos. Now, this gentleman right here was ready to watch a college football game in his St. Louis home over the weekend, turned deadly when a man allegedly shot his roommate during an argument over drugs. Shocker, right? Fill in blank. It's like Mad Libs. Marvin Bird, 54, was charged with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, unlawful possession of a firearm, and resisting arrest in the killing of his roommate, 58-year-old Dwayne Thompson. They were in the Walmart Park East neighborhood. According to court records obtained by this television broadcast, not mine, the one that's on the thing, I'm not going to give them their call letters, Bird grew angry at Thomas when his roommate failed to bring the drugs into the household items to a party. Additional details about the items were not available. Okay, so let's see this. He was mad because he didn't bring drugs and household items. Hey, man, Dwayne, what's going on, man? We're going to watch that college football. Yeah, Marvin, we're going to watch that game. All right, did you bring that KitchenAid mixer so I can make some dope-ass bread later on? Yeah, man, I brought the KitchenAid mixer. Here it is. You got the paddle wheel for it that, makes that dough nice and fresh? Yeah, man, it's right here. All right, man, did you bring the oven? No, man, you got an oven. No, man, my oven don't work. I need that small convection oven you got sitting on your countertop. Man, I didn't bring that. Did you bring the meth? Man, I forgot that too. It's in the oven at home. God damn it, Marvin. God damn it. Dwayne, you are a dumb son of a bitch. The argument escalated and the alleged results in the shooting around 6:30 a.m. on Saturday. When St. Louis Police Department arrived at the home, they found Thomas laying in the street with a gunshot wounds. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. So, and I'll switch over to camera 4. There he is. He wanted that convection oven and some meth or something, crack. I don't know what he's got going on. He's got a big bump on his head. I'll tell you that. Let me go back to me. Bird told the detectives the shooting was a result of a long buildup of frustration with Thomas, according to the charging documents. The defiant explained to detectives that the confidential victim was being verbally reckless, and literally the defendant stated the confidential victim charged at him. Why do they call him a confidential victim? I don't understand that. Anyways, maybe you do. He later stated that it was an accident and it was a result of a long buildup of frustration with the confidential victim. Why can't they just say his name? I don't know. An eyewitness told investigators that they heard gunfire and saw Bird standing by holding up a weapon. The incident was also captured on a doorbell cam, according to the police. Bird was taken into custody as the scene is after resisting arrest. He is being held in St. Louis City Justice Center without bond. So be careful when you're doing, because it is football season and it can get violent, if you don't bring the right stuff. So be careful out there this football season. All right, when we come back, this dad took his family out on a camping trip and they went out hiking and something. And when he came back to his campsite, there was a note sitting on his in the campsite somewhere, and what it said knocked him off his feet. So stick around. We'll dive into what it actually said when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us over on Facebook, and the way you do that is to just search Deacon Live, all one word, over on Facebook. And the reason why you're going to do that is because all the articles that we have here during the show, if you want to see the pictures, if you want to read the articles yourself, you can do that. Go over our Facebook page. Kind of breaks up the monotony of what your Facebook page is right now. I know. It's another news source, another way of getting familiar with all the stuff that goes on here on Deacon Live. Go over to Facebook, search Deacon Live, and make sure you follow us. We got banned about a year ago, so we're slowly building those numbers up. So make sure you do that as well. All right, we appreciate it. Now, be careful out there, because there's a new disease that's going around as if we don't have enough of them, right? It's called the kissing bug. And it's starting to form its way or make its way into the United States. It never used to be here before. Is it Chagas disease or Chagas disease, also known as the kissing bug, is now an epidemic in the United States. Great, we got to shut everything down again. The deadly kissing bug disease was once limited to Central and South Africa, has now widespread in the United States. The Chagas disease, I don't fucking know, has been detected in 32 states in America right now. The disease, which is caused by a parasite spread through the droppings of the triatomine bug, never heard of it, can lead to deadly heart complications if left undetected. But because the disease isn't historically common in the country and can be asymptomatic, it can be tricky to get the proper diagnosis. Where's House when you need him, right? If you acquire this in the United States, nobody's thinking of the kissing bug. Dr. Thomas Russo said, here's where the kissing bugs have been detected, plus how to spot the signals of the kissing bug disease. So let's see. Are we? I don't care about anyone else. Are we on this list? No, we're on this list. God damn it. So Arizona, Arkansas, California, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas. The kissing bug has also been detected in animals in these states: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Maryland, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Virginia. Although this bug has been detected in 32 states, including those as far north as Pennsylvania and Wyoming, still, these kissing bugs are mostly in the southern states. And let's see, certain regions have been known to have more impact from these vectors because the species that is found in the area. All right. There are several species that tend to invade homes looking for blood meal, like your tasty veins, kind of like a mosquito, I guess. This could from your dog or cat. This could come from either your dog or cat or humans living inside as well. So how does it spread? Let's see. Can I break it down a little bit? Spreads through contact with the bug itself. All right, so I got to get the bug. I don't know what the bug is. Let's look it up. You know what we do when we don't know what's going on? We look it up. So we're going to look up this bug and see what it is. Oh, it's that bug. Oh, I've seen these bugs before. Hold on, I'm going to switch over to camera 4. It's the widespread in the United States. Why does it say it's found in the United States? It looks like it's not a cockroach. It's not a beetle. It looks like a cockabeetle. That's what it looks like. It's part cockroach, part beetle. Ringo, I think I'm feeling ill. Stupid. So I've seen these bugs. So if you get them, just set fire to your whole house. If you see these bugs laying around, just set fire to the whole entire place. And then go camping somewhere. Now, this guy right here actually did that. He didn't set fire to his place, but he went camping and found this note on his campsite when he came back from like a hike or something. Dad was camping with his kids when a fellow camper slipped him this handwritten note. There are a lot of challenges, a lot of challenging things about being a parent. Take your pick. The sleep deprivation, the overwhelming responsibility, the lack of free time, but truly one of the hardest parts of being a parent is never being sure whether you're doing a good job or totally bombing at it. If you're conscious enough, even to wonder if you're a good parent, you probably are. But parenting entails a million little choices and interactions that always have that lingering voice in your head saying, what if you really screw this thing up? It's the whole thing. Reassuring and encouragement is always appreciated by parents, not always received. Excuse me. Mr. Holmes, can I go home now? Which is why this note from one camping dad to another has people celebrating the kindness of an anonymous stranger. You're killing it as a dad. Someone in the Yosemite Reddit thread shared a photo of a handwritten note with the caption, "To the man who left this thoughtful note on my windshield at the Lower Pines campground this weekend, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to your acknowledgement for my efforts to be a good father, which means a great deal to me." Now, here's what the note reads. And tell me, would you be impressed to get this note, or would you just kind of go, all right, not camping here again? So the note continues by saying, here we go. I camped in the spot behind you last night. Let me just say, you're killing it as a dad. First off, I've watched your wife guide you in as you back up the trailer and nailed it on the first try without any yelling from either one of you. Then your kids unloaded from the truck and were very mild-mannered and well-behaved. You told stories around the campfire. I had the pleasure of listening to the sounds of giggles and laughter. From one dad to another, you are killing it. Keep it up. P.S. Whatever you cook for dinner smells delicious. No, I read it kind of creepy and stuff. But how often do we share these thoughts with strangers? I try to do it as much as I can in Walmart, if you know the opportunity comes around. But I do. You know, I always say, hey, you know, you're doing a good job. You know, you look good, or not. You look good. Like, hey, mama, hey, mama, you want to go shoot a movie? But I would be kind of creeped out because if he's taken that much time and effort, I wouldn't write the note. I think that's what I would have done. I think if it was one dad to another, I would have gone on and introduced myself. Hey, my name's Deacon. Oh, hi, I'm Mr. Jones or whatever. Hey, man, good job on backing up. You know, give him a dap or pound knuckles. What do they do when they do that? Give him a attaboy. And you did great, man. Your kids. This is Timmy and Tanya. What awesome specimens of children you guys are. And your wife? No fighting at all? Wow, this must be your second wife. No. Kidding. Love my wife. But no, I mean, I would do a physical one-on-one because now you're sitting there going, all right, you camp behind us. That could be anyone. What if you're in the center of the camp? Everyone's behind you. And you're looking around and, everyone's giving you a nod or giving you the side eye and stuff like that. And you're like going, who the fuck wrote this note? I am not. Pack it up, kids. We're out of here. We're out of here. When we come back, are you drinking too much matcha? I've never had matcha myself, but obviously people do. And whoever the salesman for matcha is doing a really good bang up job because it's having an effect on people. Good or bad? Well, I'll let you decide. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we will give you something. What you got to do to get it is go over to Prophet Radio, proud sponsors of all the podcasts that come out of this studio. You get the little drop-down menu. Pick yourself something out over there. We got magnets, stickers, keychains. I forget. There's a couple other things over there, but you can get some for free. All you have to do is just fill out that little form and put a physical return address in there, and we'll mail you something out as soon as we get it. It takes about 48 hours for it to get out to you if you live here in the United States. If you're overseas, sorry, guys, you're out of luck. So maybe we'll do something special for you on the website where you can kind of download and print it out and iron it on your t-shirt or something generic like that. Now, ladies, this one's for the gentlemen. The gentlemen or men just in general. Doctors are issuing a warning about SCROTOX. This procedure is now on a rise with concerning effects. effects. Yes, exactly. You heard me right. Medics claim the procedure known as SCROTOX is on the rise with some concerning side effects. Whether it's a salmon sperm facial tried and tested by Jennifer Anderson, or pills and jabs that promise to help us lose weight overnight or to reverse the clock, the beauty industry itself just does not rest. Am I still going here? I was screwed up last time. There is even one more stranger cosmetic tweak up for grab for men's, which is a little below the belt. You can see where I'm going with this. A procedure known as SCROTOX does exactly what it sounds like. It's Botox to the balls. God almighty. You don't want to do anything to the balls. A little more than a decade ago, most men were seeking treatments to ease health conditions. However, around 80% are seeking a more aesthetic result rather than addressing the purely medical concern. According to Dr. Mike T., the doctor at the Health and Skin Reports or whatever. Apparently, the procedure has rocked in popularity among those who feel self-conscious about their scrotum. This is appealing for men who want to achieve a smoother, less wrinkled appearance or a lower hanging look down there. All right. Are you really worried about yourself? Are you looking in the mirror and go, yeah, look at those bad boys. Those are fucking cue balls or black balls, depending on, the race that you are. Some also turn to SCROTOX to help them manage health conditions like cremasterics, muscle hyperactivity, or hyperhidrostrosius on the scrotum. I don't know what those are, and I don't have them. I hope I don't have them. According to the Mayo Clinic, hyperhidrosis is a diagnosis where the patient suffers excessive sweating regardless of heat or exercise. All right, so you got a hot nuts. All right, so there you go. In adult men, an overactive muscle, the cremasteric muscle, God, I know. I thought this was for men. Now I feel uncomfortable talking about it. Can cause involuntary and light, frequent tight contractions and can be very painful. Once again, both physical and sexual activities can be affected. The medic says the Botox is generally safe with plenty of clinical studies and a long history of patients that support it. However, he warns that men to exercise caution when seeking the procedure, stressing the importance of a qualified medical professional with a clean, safe environment. Just don't go jabbing needles in your balls, all right, guys? What are the side effects of SCROTOX? Dr. T, his name's T. I'm not just saying T like the letter. It's T-E-E, like golf tee. There are some side effects to be mindful of, warning that tenderness, sensitivity, and bruising are common. Randy, your balls. Some other unintended consequences could lead men suffering with asymmetry when the scrotum appears to hang lower than the other one or over-relax. That's what I got. I got an over-relaxed one on one side where it might loosen up more than the patient wants it to. If the toxins spread, it could cause weakness in nearby muscles, horrifyingly urinary and sexual dysfunction. Dr. T noted as well. Rare complications like allergic reaction to prompt rash, dizziness, and even anaphylaxis can also happen with severe cases as well as risk of infection. If all goes well, however, recovery is fortunate enough to consider pretty quick after the procedure has been done. So the tenderness and redness usually lasts for about 48 hours, and if you want to poke needles in your balls, go right ahead. So are we really at that point? Are we at me now? Yeah, we're at me. Are we really at that point where guys... Let's do it this way, okay? Women get breast implants, right? You know why? Because they look good in bikinis, right? If you, I've got, itty bitty titty committee type deal, mosquito bites, scrambled eggs, whatever they call, and then you want to get some, stuff to fill out your bikini or your bathing suit. Doesn't have to be a bikini, just in general. You want to have large proportionate stuff. They're doing stuff with the Brazilian butt lift, what do they call it, the BVL, and, to make their butt fit, so they don't look like a frog standing up. They don't have a flat, miss 6 o'clock, straight up, straight down. They get implants in their butt. Guys, outside of, when we're wearing a bathing suit, and outside of being, naked and with your loved one or spouse or whatever you get naked in front of, the dog, there's no real thing. There's no, hey, look at George. Yeah, he looks good in those jeans. Yeah, I can tell how smooth his balls look in those jeans. Yeah, I mean, are you just doing it for personal satisfaction? Is your spouse going, I'd suck your balls, but, I don't want to eat prunes. And then you hear, growing up as a turning into sexuality or getting into your sexuality and stuff, you always hear girls your age, that 18 to 20 or 23 or whatever. I'm not touching any old man balls. I think there's an Adam Sandler movie that says that. So the old man balls, they're getting the Botox to make them look young. They look look how nice and smooth my balls are now. Have I gone too far? Can I say balls one more time? Am I making you cringe in your seat, or are you just dying laughing? Don't sit on your balls. That hurts. All right, when we come back. I was going to talk about matcha, but when we come back, I got a little carried away with that one. So when we come back, I'll talk about the matcha thing, and we'll... I guess a singer has passed away. I was not familiar with this singer, but he has passed away, 20 years old, and we'll dive into what happened to him because this story gets a little weird. So stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. I had a couple hiccups here in the beginning of the show, so hopefully I got all those fixed and worked out, and we can go on talking about the stuff that we talk about here on the show. So I got carried away with the balls, and I kind of left this story. I forgot about this story, and we're going to talk about it now. Matcha. Never had matcha. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it does. I just know it's green. I see it in movies. People are eating it. People are drinking it, I should say, through a big straw, because it's got chunks of something in it, seeds, dirt. I don't know what it has. But they're issuing a warning right now for people who drink matcha too much. A woman has issued a worried warning after she claimed that her love of matcha sent her to the hospital. There's no secret that the pale green drink was made from powdered leaves of the Camellia sinensis plant. Sinensis plant has become hugely popular all over the world in recent years, with most high street coffee chains adding matcha drinks to their menus and different flavors combinations popping up left and right. The drink has firmly cemented itself as a Gen Z staple. Now, back in 2023, matcha drinks saw a whopping 202% increase in sales in the United Kingdom, according to the Orion Markets research. Meanwhile, the Matcha Talk, TOK, hashtag has racked up tens of millions of views on TikTok. With some key reasons of the drink is so popular are its health benefits, making it an attractive alternative to coffee. One 2022 study found that drinking matcha tea can enhance your cognitive function and cardiometabolic health, as well as decreasing stress, anxiety, and improving memory. Sounds great, right? Yeah, sure. Fucking I'd drink it all day long. But unfortunately, there is one side effect that hasn't been as widely discussed on social media. When health experts warn that the drink could be putting you at risk of serious health conditions. Due to the tannins that it contains, consumers of matcha may begin suffering from low iron levels. For those who are unfamiliar with tannins, it's the type of plant compound naturally found in foods and beverages can stop our body from successfully absorbing irons. Tannins is basically, to break it down for you, when you make tea, those are tannins that turn the tea brown. Okay, got it? Are we all up to speed yet? No, I'm still worried about my SCROTOX. So some experts have advised that drinking in moderation is one way forward, as well as making sure that you incorporate iron into your diet in other ways. If you're a big matcha drinker, you should do this. Find some pills and stuff that's got high in iron, especially women. I know women deal with a lot of low iron type situations. Someone who found themselves face to face with the issue was Lynn Shanice, a South Carolina woman who began drinking matcha 6 months ago, around one a week. Lynn recently shared a video of herself on an IV drip in the hospital alongside the caption, "Rest in peace to my matcha obsession era. Lesson learnt," with a T on the end. Thank you. Thank you. She has since opened up about exactly what happened, including why she believes the green milky drink is the culprit. 3 months into her self-professed matcha obsession, she began noticing some changes in her body: fatigue, feeling cold, and occasionally heart palpitations. Oh, welcome to my world every day, right? She went on to the hospital to get checked out, and she was shocked to find that her blood test showed that her iron levels were nearly half. She was put on a detox IV, prescribed iron supplements to restore her levels and to get her back to normal. According to the publication, she explained, "It was the only thing that changed, the only change that I made in my diet and my daily routine. Myself and my doctor worked through every possibility, but it became clear that matcha was the cause of my dysfunction. I've been dealing with some inflammation, so my doctor suggested I just adjusted my diet. Matcha and green tea in general is known for anti-inflammatory properties, so I decided to start drinking one a week or so on and so forth." She added, "I also noticed that I kept feeling a lot colder, more tired than usual, but I had no idea what it was. I got the test done, and I found out that my iron was low. As soon as the iron levels had dropped between 23 to 13, I immediately knew that the matcha had been the cause of it." So where's her video? Does she have a video? It says that she has a video. I don't know. What's her name? Let's see if I can find her, because I want to see your video. So let's see what she has to say about a matcha. Is this her? No, I don't think it is. Where is she in the hospital? Well, there she is. It doesn't show her in the hospital. Man, I hate that shit. Anyway, so if you're drinking matcha out there, let's go back to me now. Am I on me? So anyways, if you're drinking matcha out there, just be careful. Watch your iron intake. When you start dealing with, I hate to say, the botanical gardens out there, God gave us all the seed-bearing plants and herbs to use for ourselves. That's why the whole fight against, smoking weed, it's from the planet. Why would you ban something that's from the planet? Same thing with matcha. Matcha is made from the seeds of the camellia plants. You break them down and then you make matcha out of it, and then you have to be careful about not overdoing it, but you don't know until someone does, and then you take all the data and stuff, and then you go away with it. All right, when we come back, one more little segment, and I'll dive into that story of the gentleman by the name of David who fell dead. But where he fell dead at is a weird story. It's a very, very almost like a mystery unsolved type deal. So we'll deal with that when we come back. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, all the musical artists that you hear during the breaks, during every podcast that we do here, are independent artists. They're unsigned artists. They're looking for your love. So what we've done is we give them a chance to shine, a spotlight during our show. But if you'd like to hear the full-length songs, we here at Deacon Live have created a Spotify playlist. It's called Music Heard on Deacon Live, and you can hear all the full-length songs of all the different artists that we've had here in 2025. We had a couple guys fall off. I don't know what happened to their accounts and stuff, but I think we're just shy of 100 different artists that have lent their music and talents to our show. So we'd love for you to go over there and show them some love as well. Just search on Spotify, Music Heard on Deacon Live, and you can hear all the musical artists that we've had here on 2025. So it's worked out good. I'm getting a lot of good feedback on it from listeners and artists alike. So do that for us as well. Now, speaking of musical artists, this gentleman right here he's 20 years old, and his name is David, I think David Muir, no, David Muir's the jackass I'm looking at here. The musical artist, he's 20 years old, his name is David. When I say David, it's D, the number 4, V, D. And I guess, for whatever reason, he's a hit. He's a star. I've listened to his music. Now, I say I've listened to his music. I looked him up on YouTube. I'm like, well, let's see, his following stuff. Why is this a news story? Because I've never heard of this artist. Some artists I hear about, and I'm like going, okay, well, I've heard of them, but I've never heard their stuff. Like Extension and who's the other guy? Juice WRLD and all those other artists that unfortunately passed away and stuff. And I've heard their name, and then when they pass away, I listen to their music. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see the following of why they're so popular amongst the kids and stuff. I listened to this guy's music, and I was like, going, man, I don't. He sounds like one step up above a High School Musical. The one kid in class that can sing. He can sing really good, and he's the only one brave enough to get on stage and sing. That's the kind of music. Unfortunately, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from his fan base, but I'm just calling it like it is. I've seen, I've been doing this show for almost 12 years, and I've seen, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of independent artists have come across my desk here, and we've put them on the broadcast, and some are good and some are not so good, but I commend them for doing their talent, to standing behind what they believe in and stuff, and getting their voice out there, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. This gentleman right here, David, D4VD is, how he spells his name, was found dead. Now, not necessarily found dead. He was found dead in his car. Not just found dead in his car. He was found dead in the trunk of his car. So for more on this story, I'm going to switch over to camera 4 so we can see this in real time. We can all be friends. So here we go.
Disturbing discovery in the trunk of a car involving a famous musician and his Tesla. That Tesla had been towed away, and authorities later finding human remains inside a bag in the front trunk of that Tesla. Here's Matt Gutman tonight.
Tonight,
it's called a frunk, by the way. The front trunk is called a frunk. All right, get your facts straight.
Los Angeles Police Department is investigating a gruesome discovery at an impound lot. Human remains found inside a Tesla, that vehicle belonging to a chart-topping musician. On Monday afternoon, officers responding to this Hollywood tow yard after reports of a foul odor coming from one of the vehicles. The car had been at the lot for 2 days after it was found abandoned on a street.
In the hot sun, too. Oh, Jesus. And they got a bag over. Look, well, they said they found them in a bag, and there's the bag. So.
According to law enforcement sources, and inside that front trunk compartment,
there it is.
Extremely decomposed human remains in a bag. The medical examiner now working to identify the remains and determine a cause of death. The car is registered to 20-year-old David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David.
Here's this music.
He first went viral on TikTok, known for hits such as Here With Me.
Never heard of it.
And Feel It. His music, a mix of indie pop and R&B, reaching 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Jesus!
The singer is currently on tour and set to perform tonight in Minneapolis. David, law enforcement sources tell me that until the coroner's office can make a determination about those human remains, and that could take a couple of days, they will continue to treat this as a homicide investigation. And no comment yet from the artist. David.
Back up in Los Angeles, Matt, thank you.
What do you mean no comment? Hold on. Did you say no comment from the artist? No, the artist is dead. The only comment he would have would be... I dove a little bit more into the story as when I came across it. The story goes, David, went out with a couple of his friends, and they went out, not for drinks, they just kind of went out to hang out and stuff. His friends were asking him to do some stuff, and I believe, from reading the story, he didn't want to do what they were wanting to do. So from there, the story kind of just ends, and, fast forward to his body's found in the frunk of this Tesla in a body bag or in a, trash bag. What kind of friends, do you have that you just, in his own car? You just chop up your own friend or kill your own friend and throw him in the car? Did he die? They didn't say the cause of death. They didn't say whether, he was chopped up. Sorry, I threw that in there. I just assumed. When you think bag, you think chopped up pieces. I'm thinking Dexter, right? He might have OD'd. And maybe they just put him in the trunk and sealed him up and said, okay, let's go have some fun. And his car was on the street for 2 days. And they towed it in the lot and sat there for another 2 days. And, oh, my God, it's ripe and disgusting. Well, no more David. Unfortunately, he has passed away at the age of 20 years old. Now, this woman right here, this is a weird video. It's sometimes when you're scrolling late at night, I'm talking about myself, on TikTok, and you just come across a video that's like maybe 15 seconds long, and you're like going, oh, this is kind of cute. And all of a sudden it goes like sideways, literally sideways. And you're like going, holy shit, what the fuck happened there? And then you're like going, well, and then you just keep scrolling on and you don't see anything that happened after that. There's no follow-up or anything like that. So let me show you what happened in this video here. I'm going to switch over. Where am I at here? All right, got this guy. This woman right here, she's driving in her car. She looks a little distressed. And she's driving in her car and singing Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. And let me switch over to camera 4 so you guys can see this in real time. She's young, probably mid-20s. If you look, you can see out the backside of her window there. It looks like a beautiful day. It looks like she's going down a 2-lane country road, solid yellow line on the center highway there. There's not a whole lot. There's no cars on the road. And this woman right here is singing Britney Spears, and it literally takes a turn for the worse. So if you want to see this in real time, don't forget every podcast we do, you can see the full-length podcast over on our YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a subscribe over there and like and subscribe type deal. And you can see this in real time. Make sure you comment down below as well. I know that's so cliche, but I answer everyone's comment when they comment below. I do answer them right away. So here we go. This is this woman driving down a 2-lane country road singing Britney Spears, and something's going to happen. So here we go.
Baby, baby, one more time.
Oh. Whoa. There goes the air freshener. Oh. Oh, she is upside down. And the camera, pause it. The camera, she's on the car flipped over sideways. She's on the top part, not down in the ditch. She's on the top part, and her camera's still going, and she's suspended by her seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt, kids. Here she is. Holy shit. I'll play it one more time for you.
Baby, baby, one more time.
Nope. Spins to the left, spins to the right. Boom, 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 flip. Flip, flip, flip. This is all from the inside of the car. There she is, hanging on. She's got her camera and then turns it off. So let's find out what actually happened to her. All right, we got you, girl. You're all right. Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. A woman was doing okay. Oh, let's go back to me now. Is doing okay after a scary experience that she now laughs about. It has now gone viral. It's a cautionary tale of what not to do when driving. Caitlin McCutcheon was driving in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, while singing the classic Britney Spears, "Hit Me Baby One More Time," when her car slid on some gravel and flipped on its side. McCutcheon told the Storyful, the people right here, she tried to straighten up the car, but there was a hill and the car slid off the road and flipped. "If it wasn't for the hill, I probably would have saved it," McCutcheon said. She said she was going the speed limit and wasn't on her phone at the time, other than recording herself driving. "I was going the speed limit and was not on my phone," she reiterated. "I just set my camera up to record myself singing, as I often do." She walked away with a concussion and says that she has learned her lesson about singing in the car. "I had a bunch of bruises all over my legs, but I was okay in the end," she said. "I won't do that anymore," obviously. So let's see if they've got a little bit more on this story. Come on back over here. Here we go. Do they have more on the story? So there she is. One more time, flipping around.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, okay. I don't find this funny at all.
No.
So that's Caitlin McCutcheon driving in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, while singing the classic Britney Spears tune. She says she was going the speed limit and wasn't on her phone when her car slid on some gravel and flipped on its side. She walked away with a concussion, and she's making light of it, saying she's learned her lesson about singing in the car, but geez.
I feel like this is more than singing in the car. Yeah. This is like the people who are recording themselves while they're driving. Yeah. I find this so dangerous. I don't know why people are rolling while they're driving.
Yeah, please.
Exactly.
Just focus on the road, folks.
Focus on the road.
And Karen, if she had seen that gravel and avoided it, that would have been much better than this.
And I think it still is on your phone if you're trying to record a video, even if you're not touching it.
Yeah.
You know, you're on it. You know you're on. You know you're performing.
Yeah. Now back to the weather. So there you go. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. All right, go back to me now. Where are we at? So there you go. Be careful when you're driving your car around and gravel's on the road. All right. I think there's a little gravel on my travel. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us over on TikTok. That's Be Podcast Famous. We'd love to hear from you. The way you do that is go to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says Be Heard. You can be your voice can be heard right alongside of us. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town we like to call Marshville. You can also email me at any time at deacon@profitradio.com. If you don't want to go on the air, you want to ask me something, you can ask me anything you want. And make sure you get yourself some free swag over at the Profit Radio website as well. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Come back!
The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Yeah. Are you sure? Totally sure. Yeah. Right? All right. See you guys. Bye. Take care.